guys, it's Lexi. As you may have noticed, I have fixed the washing out problem. My background is no longer black, which means I don't blend into it anymore, or get washed out in the process. So I have the craziest story to tell you guys. Now, I work in a capital city, so to get in and out of work, it's easier for me just to catch the bus. Also significantly cheaper. So this happened last week. It had been a long day, I just wanted to go home, I wanted to take my shoes off. So I was standing at the bus stop when what I like to call a personal space invader shows up. Now I can guarantee it, if you have ever encountered another living human being, you've encountered a personal space invader. It's that one person that stands way too close for comfort. And I don't mean as in you prefer them to stand about a meter away and they're probably about 0.8 of a meter. No. I mean they are right up in your face. Like this. Now, I've got my phone out. I'm playing Pokemon Go. You know, catching my 1000th Pidgey. My 1,000,000th Rattata. When this guy comes and stands partially behind me, sort of beside me. If that makes any sense. Pretty much his head was right here. I don't mean that figuratively. His head was pretty much resting on my shoulder. Probably about a few millimeters difference between my shoulder and his head. It was creepy. So I suffer from anxiety. Not super duper bad anymore. I've gotten a better handle of it over the years. But this guy's setting me off a little bit. If he'd taken 2 or 3 steps away from me, this wouldn't even be a situation. This wouldn't even be a story. And then what would I have for you guys for story time? Probably quite a few other stories actually, but that's not the point. Now, this is where I draw the line. He starts rambling. He starts rambling really, really bad too. He starts going on about how evil Pokemon is, how it's a bad game, and video games are rotting society from the inside out. And it's quite in-depth what he's saying, quite gruesome too, to be honest. But as this is all going on, I'm just ignoring him. As he's going on, he says something along the lines of, "It's so sad to see such a young teenager like you throwing your life away at such a crappy video game." Okay, first statement here is I actually like Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since '97. And I'm quite fond of Pokemon Go, I like it. I mean, Niantic needs to step up their game on debugging it, but other than that, I'm quite happy. Second of all, he calls me a young teenager. Now, I know I don't look that old, but I'm 26. I'm quite a fair distance away from being a young teenager. But this guy's like at least 11 years out with his guess here. And the bus finally comes, and I'm ecstatic. It's like glory be, you know? I get on this bus, and I sit down in one of the seats, which is probably about a 1.5 person seat. An adult and a toddler, maybe. Not really enough to fit 2, like, fully grown adults. I squish up against the wall anyway because the bus is full. I don't want to be one of those jerks with a bag buddy, especially on a crowded bus. Now, I haven't noticed whether or not Captain Crazy's gotten on with me. I continue playing. Hitting Pokestops that are nearby, and catching another Rattata. So many Rattatas. Captain Crazy got on the bus with me. And out of the decent handful of seats left over, he decides to sit next to me. Aren't I lucky? Now, he continues ranting. And this is at least a half an hour bus ride home. Half an hour sitting next to Captain Crazy does not sound appetizing to me. But most of the seats have been taken by this point, so I'm just going to stay put. Now, with the most straightforward and abrupt segue I've ever heard in my life, he jumps from ranting about how terrible video games are, how it's ruining everything, how things were better back in the day, you know. Technology's bad, harder. He turns to me and says, "You know, you're really beautiful," and then puts his hand on my leg. Not like on my knee, not just above my knee, no, like mid to upper thigh region. Like, you do not touch me there without permission. In fact, don't touch me at all without permission. My anxiety shoots through the roof at this point, and I turn to him and say as sternly as possible, "Don't you dare touch me." Freaked out, he snaps his hand back and does this. "I didn't touch her. I didn't touch the little girl." He refers to me as a little girl. Like, how young does this guy think I am? You would think someone would have stepped in by this point. No one does. Not a single person on the bus turns their head. No one. Not even the bus driver stops the bus to see what's going on. So I stand up and practically have to climb over the top of this guy to move. And then I move down to the front of the bus. It's a good 15 minutes of me sitting alone, which is beautiful. Now, we're at stop 28, and I get off at stop 29. He comes along and sits next to me. We've just pulled off from stop 28. By this point, I've already Wolverined my keys. Like, I've got them sticking out between each finger for protection, because I am scared at this point. Now, he sits next to me again, and I tell him, please move. I need to get off the bus. And I'm standing up, and he sticks his legs out so I can't get out. And probably not the smartest idea, but I'm freaking out at this point. I'm beyond done. I'm out of spoons. I just want off. I turn to him and say, if you don't move, I will throat punch you with my Wolverine fist, showing off my handy dandy set of house keys. He moves his legs and calls out after me, "You know, video games have made you violent." And my only response was, "You're sick, get help." If it's many things on this earth that can make someone violent, I don't think it's video games. Video games is good for releasing stress, it's good for bringing up a mood of someone. Violence, not unless you're already a few fries short of a Happy Meal. But, on a positive note, on the walk home, my 2-kilometer egg hatched and it was a level 557 Pikachu. Which is actually really exciting. I didn't realize that you got the starters in the 2K eggs. And now, who's my favorite Pokemon?
It's Sandshrew!
Okay, bye.